my name is Cheryl Fort, and today I'd like to review the book, Judgment, How Winning Leaders Make Great Calls, by Noel Tishy and Warren Bennis. Before we dive into the book, I'd like to introduce you to the authors. Noel Tishy is the author of multiple business leadership books, including Control Your Destiny or Someone Else Will, The Leadership Engine, and The Cycle of Leadership. He is a professor at the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. He is also an advisor to many CEOs around the world. Mr. Bennis is the author of multiple business leadership books as well. A couple of those are On Becoming a Leader and Reinventing Leadership. He is a distinguished professor of business administration at the University of Southern California. He has consulted for many Fortune 500 companies and world leaders. Both of these men have been training, lecturing, and educating business leaders for many years, and I believe that is who they've written this book for. Why did Tishy and Bennis write Judgment? Number one, I believe they wrote it to encourage leaders to develop a personal judgment process. We make many judgment calls throughout our lives. Some are small and others are large. The calls we make can make or break our organization, according to Tishy and Bennis. Number two, I believe they wrote the book to guide leaders to make decisions they want to be remembered for. They say in the book, it's not important how many good calls we make, but how many of the important ones we get right. And number three, I believe they give direction, including a process to make these decisions. And the process includes preparation, making the call, and execution. And just to define those as defined in the book, preparation is what happens before the leader makes the decision. The call is what the leader does while making the decision that helps it turn out to be the right one, and execution is what the leader must oversee to make sure the call produces the right results. So what they have to do in order to make it happen, who they have to call on to get everything rolling. There are many strengths and weaknesses within the book, and I believe that it has very detailed examples of the judgment calls made by presidents, CEOs, and sports team owners or coaches. Some of the examples are well known. We all know about Clinton and Monica, and when we hear about Watergate, we think of Nixon. But we don't all know about Fiorina, who's the first of many female executives, and how she broke the culture of Hewlett-Packard. And I think that if we were business leaders, we might know that, but other type of leaders, such as nursing leaders, we wouldn't necessarily know that unless we have some type of business background. Is the book a success or failure? I think the descriptions of judgment and what it entails are very detailed and well written. A direct quote from the book says, "With good judgment, little else matters. Without good judgment, nothing else matters." And I think that the descriptions of the processes that I described are very well executed. There are some graphs and charts within the book, but they're copyrighted and I couldn't put those on the presentation. So if you'd like to check out the book at your library or pick the book up at a bookstore, then you can see those graphs, and they're really great visuals. I think the whole book says just one thing: people who make good judgment calls are good leaders. People who make poor judgment calls are poor leaders. Pretty much common sense, but the book goes through this step by step. Would I recommend the book? I think it's an easy read and has great descriptions. I think it's better for business savvy leaders, not necessarily nursing. Age has a lot to do with understanding the examples. I think late 30s and greater will understand the examples. The younger population might not understand as well or have ever heard of some of the people. I think the book should be I would recommend the book for leaders with some leadership experience under their belt. Not necessarily brand new leaders. They might not quite understand some of the processes. Overall, I think the book was a great book. It was an easy read, and I would recommend it to anyone who's looking to improve their leadership skills. Thank you very much.